This is how anyone can quit their corporate job within 3 years through real estate investing. Hey fam, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Wanderlust Wealth Show. Today, I really just wanted to break it down exactly how anyone with a corporate job can literally quit their job within 3 years through some simple, easy, straightforward real estate investing. And none of this is super complex, and it's very straightforward to do. So the first thing that you're going to do in year one is save up $20,000 to $50,000. It can literally be as low as $20,000. I've seen people do it. But you're going to spend a little bit of time buckling down and putting your money towards savings to buy your first investment property. Then you're going to use a low down payment primary residence loan like an FHA loan or a VA loan or a conventional loan to buy either a large house, so something that has 3 bedrooms and up, ideally 4 or 5, or a duplex, triplex, or fourplex, or something with a back house like an ADU or a basement that they can lock off, but something that allows them to house hack. And if you don't know what house hacking is, it's basically just living in a property that you own and then renting out other parts of it for additional income. And I've got so many freaking videos about this. And even if you're struggling to buy that first property and need a little bit more hand-holding, I have a full course called the Wanderlust Wealth Academy that goes through exactly this and helps people buy that first investment property. But you literally don't even need to take the course. I created it for people who need that extra help, but I didn't take a course when I bought my first property, so you don't need to either. I know, counterintuitive. I should be selling my course or whatever, but you literally don't need to take it. But I also understand that sometimes it's just easier to have someone there helping you through it. So you've bought that first investment property, then you start renting it out. If it's a duplex or a triplex or a fourplex, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to put tenants in each of the units. You're going to either do it as a short-term rental, a medium-term rental, or a long-term rental. See what makes the most sense, what you can handle in terms of management, and what's going to give you the most amount of money. And then for whatever unit you're living in, if you can, I would also go even further and just rent out any extra rooms that you have, especially if you don't mind having roommates. And then if it's something like a big house, then what you're going to want to do is rent out each of the different rooms to roommates or tenants. Okay, at this point, if you have purchased this property correctly and if you've run your numbers correctly, then the rent that you're getting from your property should cover most, if not all, of your living expenses. So it should cover your mortgage, it should cover all your utilities, it should cover all your tenants' utilities. And then ideally, there should be extra income on top of that coming in that's now going to be your free cash flow. And so what have you done at this point? At this point, you've completely taken out your rent and your bill payments, which probably takes up the biggest chunk of your monthly budget. So now all of that extra money that you're saving that would have gone to rent, and then any of that extra additional income that you're getting, that now needs to go into a separate bank account so that you can save up for the next property, because that's what you're going to do in year 2 and 3. You're going to use all of that money that you've saved up to buy the next property and just repeat the process. So now you've got 2 properties under your belt that are cash flowing, that pay for themselves and are giving you extra income in your pocket. And depending on where you are and what your expenses look like, you may need to get a 3rd or a 4th property on top of that. So that's where that 3 to 5 year range comes from. But once you've got that 3rd property or 4th property, you should be at a pretty good spot where all of your properties are paying for themselves and they're cash flowing on top of that. And that free cash flow is giving you a good few $1,000s that can now replace your salary. Once you've gotten to this point, some people like to buy another property just for some little extra cushion, but you're at a pretty solid point where all of your bills and expenses are covered and you have extra cash flow, so you can quit your corporate job. You don't need it anymore to pay the bills because your bills are already getting paid from your properties. Okay, that was a quick crash course. I hope it helps someone out there get started investing in real estate, because that's exactly what I did to get started investing in real estate and quit my corporate job and travel the world and now build my business. And I like to end every episode of the Daily Wanderlust Wealth Academy with some daily gratitude, because daily gratitude changes your attitude. And today, I am just so thankful for my first duplex, because that little baby, oh my gosh, just makes me so happy when I think back to it. And I still have that property. It still does really well. It still cash flows really well. And it's also just so great because everyone that stays there and has stayed there has absolutely loved it and has told me how much they love their place when they're staying there. So the fact that I can provide some really cute, beautiful, warm, comfortable housing for other people just makes me smile. Now, don't forget, y'all, life is just way too short to choose clouds.